G'day Aussie gamers, welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast, the podcast that brings you news, reviews and video game themed fun. Get yourself set because it's time to hand you over to your hosts, Lucas and Red.
Friendly reminder from the Aussie Gamers crew, you can save 10% on any new subscription with Loot Crate if you head across to www.trylootcrate.com/AGE and upon subscribing, use the voucher code BRIDGE10, BRIDGE10. Now across to the studio.
Here we are in the studio! Hey Aussie gamers, this is episode 139 and today is Thursday the 25th of August 2016. I am your host, Lucas Aurelius, and here with me is my co-host and very good friend, Red. How are you, mate?
I'm brilliant. I am absolutely brilliant.
Lovely. Before we start, here is this week's show in preview. First up, we will have video game discussion, and then we will have video game news. And in this week's news, we have PlayStation 4 Slim, Destiny's not-so-timed exclusive content, Humble PlayStation Bundle, Assassin's Creed Remaster Rumours, Metal Gear Survive, and PlayStation to PC. Then we'll do What's That Sound? And Red's Shout, and that'll be the end of this week's show. So first up, let's go into video game discussion. Red.
Alright, now I'm just going to take a little moment here and giving the editing qualities that you possess, you might be able to put a slow tune behind this because I just want to take a moment to humbly apologise and bestow my regret that I was so wrong for so many years about the Xbox One.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I used to take the piss out of it for running at 915 frames per second. Where the truth is, it runs at 610 frames. No, just joking. So that's the old me coming out. I've had a full week with the Xbox One console.
Mm-hmm.
I have played it more than my PlayStation, and that can be pawned off as well, it's new, Red. Of course you're going to try it out, yeah. But here's something it's irrefutable. If you want to argue it, I relish it. My biggest gripe always was in my own head that the controller, because it looked different, it was different, maybe I was a little bit prejudiced. I'm like, oh, that shit's too big, that shit's too chunky, why are the sticks offset, it's never going to be comfortable. I actually prefer it.
Oh, what? Prefer it?
Yes, look, you can say, well, the Xbox One's a new toy, no wonder you played more than the PlayStation, you got a bit of catching up to do and everything like this, but you'd think something in your hand that, I've always got something in my hand, but I've always got the PlayStation controller in my hand. Look, I'm very lucky with my lifestyle, I'm able to play excessively, and 6 to 8 hours a day, well, it's not enough in some cases, but that can be considered excessive. You'd think, fair enough, the Xbox is new, you're going to spend more time on that, but you'd think as soon as I put the controller in my hand that I'd have a bit of a feeling going, oh no, yuck, that's really terrible, sort of thing. The offset left thumbstick is my biggest thing. I was always, well, why is this? It fits so nicely. It offsets your hands, but it doesn't feel offset. There's, the D-pad is a lot more accessible just below that stick, if you know what I mean, as opposed to having to move all the way up into the left with the DualShock 4.
Yeah.
It's right there, even though the distance between the stick and the D-pad is probably no different. It just feels more natural coming back down, if you know what I mean, as opposed to trying to flick up and then come back to the stick in the center. So yeah, that's my biggest change. Graphics are fine. The menu was a real bitch just to work out, and I asked a lot of questions. I'm just very lucky I got a lot of the few supportive people like yourself around that I can ask a question and get an answer pretty much straight away. I know I could have Googled it, but I like to ask you guys. I like to ask you things and get your help.
Yeah, but when you ask your friends, it's easier to get a bit more of a straightforward answer because we know the specific question that you're asking rather than sort of a general term.
Yeah, instead of trying to put the right thing into Google, clicking through the ads and then going down 3 paragraphs and getting the eventual answer. You're exactly right.
And also knowing you, we can explain it that's going to make sense to us rather than just, some really smart person on the internet confusing things.
Yeah. So I'll head into Game Talk. I'll tell you about what I've been playing. Now, first and foremost, I got a lot of games with this deal that I bought the Xbox, and a few of them coincided with what I already had on the PlayStation. So I traded them. There was extra 20% for this and extra 20% for that, and being a level 4 member, for these games that were kind of just not important to me, I yielded just over $100 of trade value.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there was GTA 5.
So we can essentially, without giving too much away about finances, you essentially bought that console for $100.
Yeah, less.
Wow, what a time to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah, so GTA 5 and Just Cause 3 were the two that overlapped with what I've already got on the PS4. There was a couple more in there. Something, I don't know. Anyway.
You got rid of Forza Horizon, didn't you?
Yes, I swapped a friend for that for Sunset Overdrive.
Ah, right. Good swap.
Yeah, bloody oath. Because I've got Forza 6, you see.
Mm.
So I didn't need 2 racing games, and me not being a much of a racing game person, if I was to play, which I have been, I prefer the simulator.
Oh, really? I would have thought you'd be the other way around.
Arcade?
Hmm.
No, that's the thing. Gran Turismo background, you see.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So that's what I knew, so that's what I stuck with. So, first cab off the ranks, I've played some Forza 6. I've been bashed up the arse by my friends that aren't even actually playing with me at the same time.
Whoa. Are we still talking about Forza 6?
Force her 6. Just force her in. No.
6. Lovely.
By the way, that Drivatar, I think it's called.
Yeah.
What a fantastic mechanic.
It's when you're versing mine, it's actually a Drivatard.
So I've got you and Snoogans on there at the moment. And it's just cool. Like, you can be there without being there.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's supposedly, I mean, it's really hard to judge, but it supposedly takes the general overall driving style of the player while they're playing and puts that into an AI. I don't know. It's hard to judge on whether it does that well or not, because a lot of people tell me that I barge them off the road. Whereas I don't do that. I don't do that when I'm racing. I don't barge the AI off the track or anything like that when I'm racing. So I don't know why it does that.
I'd say it's pretty accurate because Snoogans always comes last. Got him! I'll hear about this on Monday or Tuesday. I can't wait.
He's cool.
So, yeah, I know. Yeah, by last I may have meant first, but no, I'm going with last. So I've paddled in the pool of backwards compatibility that I used to fucking loathe about the PS4, but now, no dramas. I have backwards compatibility, so I've got Red Dead Redemption, I've got Star Wars Force Unleashed, Gears of War 2, 3, Judgment, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, man.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
I booted it up. It is apparently it was a gold game, so you might have it.
Oh no, I think that was gold in my I'm not getting gold year.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember I only renewed the gold when last year's E3. That's what when they announced the backwards compatibility, it fired me up and I got gold again. But I think there was a while there before that I didn't have it because there was nobody online to play with because none of my friends had Xbox Ones and the games weren't that enticing. I think Rainbow Six came in that period, so I don't think I have it.
It has not aged well.
It's ugly and it's the controls are a little bit dicky.
A little bit dicky? They're fucked!
Yeah, fair enough. Well, you know, bring out another one maybe like that.
Look,
just
I'm going to play
remaster
it. There's so much nostalgia there, and it is, for all intended purposes, graphics aside and controller scheme aside, it's a good game. This is what you're up to, the snake cam underneath the door and breaching and clearing and giving AI teammates bloody direction and everything like that. It is a hallmark of its quality for its time. So
Yeah,
I've played 11.
How good was how you could set up your teammates at two different? Because I think you went in with two teammates. There's three of yous, and you could set the.
Four.
There's four, is there? So there's three others.
You can send two round to one side and have one stay with you.
Yeah, and then you hit the button to make them breach, and then you breach at the same time. So you assault a room of people all at the same time. Brilliant for its time, for sure.
Absolutely, and that's exactly why it's now been installed, and I've played a level, and I'll play through it again. It's got an awesome leveling up system with weapon unlocks, and it's got terrorist hunts, so there's definitely lots of replayability there, and yeah, it'll stay on the box for a while. Mind you, I've got 67% of my hard drive already full.
Yeah, that's not hard to do.
No. Next big game. I've waited so long to play. It was a release title for the Bone. Rise, Son of Rome.
Oh, yeah. Look, yeah, tell me about... I think you've been enjoying it. Tell me about your experiences with that one.
Oh, man. It's everything it was hyped up to be, action-wise. It is brutal. Limbs here and there and everything like that. That was one of the first games I played, because I've had to talk to you. On-screen prompts kind of screw me a little. The on-screen prompts for Rise, Son of Rome are colours. So the colour, the person highlights in blue or yellow for you to finish him off with the right move and stuff like that. That was really nifty. You know, it didn't come up with a Y and then I'm going, why? Oh yeah, triangle or top. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to convert. I seem to be able to master the colours better than I do the letters.
Yeah. So that's interesting that you enjoyed that mechanic, because I think that's the mechanic of the game that killed it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't stand having 100% of my combat basically just down to colour coding. Quick times, QTEs, quick time events. I don't like it. I want, like, because I think you've got to sometimes break their defences, their shields. It's been a little while since I played it, and it pretty much instantly goes into that slow-mo thing with the colours. I would have liked maybe some finishing moves or special mode that you go in and do that.
Am I allowed to correct you?
Yeah, go.
The colours only ever come up in executions.
Oh, yeah, you are right. Sorry. But because of the way the game works, I don't know about you, to make it like viable and to stay alive, I just end up spamming the executions.
Oh, okay.
Like
no, I tried line 3 up so I can just go fucking... Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm like... I hit them a couple of times with just a normal hit. And because then, like, you hit them once or twice... I don't know if it's got anything to do with the difficulty setting or anything. I hit them once or twice and then the thing comes up that I can do the execution. So I'm just spamming the execution. So it kind of... That's why I guess with the time...
Had it a lot, yeah. You had the colours come up a lot.
I had it a lot, yeah. And it's a little bit of time's passed since I did play it, so I'm a bit skewed. But it just gave me that memory that that's all I was doing.
Okay.
And if you don't use the executions, they take so much longer to get them down. And when you're surrounded, you got to spam it. You got to use the executions all the time. That's what sort of put me off a bit. I would have preferred some really sick, like just not like flowing real-time combat where the arms and limbs flew off and stuff like that. Maybe some like moves that you can pull by just pressing buttons. But yeah, I didn't like that QTE thing. It just felt overused. It might be me overusing it, but I was allowed to.
There's a mechanic in there with it when it comes to the executions that makes me appreciate it slowing down for you. You know, did you use your D-pad much in battle?
Oh, yeah, was that like the extra P you could put in? And
you could extra XP, you could get life regeneration, or you could have your follow-up attacks have 100% extra damage for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So using that it just become really strategic, and I enjoy. Oh, it was just brutal as fuck. I don't mind the third person fighter, hand-to-hand combat sort of thing like that. Like, I love me shooting games, but the not so much Dark Souls, but Dark Souls is a third-person hand-to-hand sort of thing. It was good. I'm probably 40% of the way through it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've played it a bit on PC, but yeah, it just never really grew on me.
No, but for a release title, it looks really good. And the one thing that really surprised me is it has a decent story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, what was it? You've
done your tutorial mission.
Yeah, it's not just revenge, is it?
No. Well, it feels like that at the start, but it's not.
Okay.
But you got your tutorial mission. Then it goes back 10 years where you're talking to your father, and then stuff happens, and then you're looking for some initial revenge straight away. Yeah, but I just kind of like the blend, because there's a little bit of exploratory in there, and there's mythical gods in there, being Greek time and everything like that. It's
I made it up to the part where the ship sinks and you're in the water and you sort of come aground.
Yep.
That part?
Yeah.
It'd be fairly early on, might be an hour in or so.
Yeah, second main level.
Yeah, that's about as far as I got. It's not something I'll never go back to, but it just didn't have enough in that first hour or so to make me keep playing it.
Yeah, I wish I was on board real early, because I think multiplayer is just going to be too daunting. I'm going to go in as a greenie, and there's going to be level 100s everywhere. Multiplayer
is good. That's something I didn't mind too much about it. I played it very early on with someone from the page, actually. Someone ran me through, and I said, how do you change your outfits? Because I'm kind of tiring a little bit from seeing the arse end of a hairy beast of a man wearing a nappy. And apparently there's not much to choose from when it comes to multiplayer clothing. So I hope that's changed. But yeah, because my dude was very hirsute, and sweaty, hairy men don't do it for me. You'll love it. You'll love it.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't mind the multiplayer scene. So
I met the hairy, sweaty man.
Oh yeah. Goes to say, as I said, always got something in the hand.
That's it.
So that's Rise. I've installed Sunset, haven't played it. I picked up Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I know I have access to that, but a little bit of a secret, my son's getting an Xbox One for Christmas. So there's going to be a nice little adventure hand-me-down game for my eldest son to play. Mm-hmm. I have Red Dead installed, I've got Star Wars installed, Gears of War 2, hoping to play that with you this Saturday. We have a little mandate. Gears of War 3, thanks to you being the astute friend that you are, I have Judgment, and of course Tom Clancy Rainbow Six, and I also have a Monopoly game. Haven't installed that yet, but everyone loves Monopoly. Mm-hmm. But apparently your brother has it, and Jason goes, "Oh, good, Dad'll play Monopoly." I'm like, that's something two old men should really do. Now, onto the big Xbox title. I was going to have a crescendo with a finishing touch, but we're on Xbox, so I'll stay on Xbox for a moment. We were lucky enough to get a review copy of Deus Ex, not Human Revolution, Mankind Divided.
Yes, because that's just quickly before we go into that, is a little bit of a gripe when it comes to titles of names. The Assassin's Creed series is guilty of it.
Yep.
Deus Ex is now guilty of it. But ambiguous titles for sequels. If you're new to the scene, it's very hard to get confused as to which one's first, which one's a sequel, which one's a follow-up. There's just no... there's no obvious thing there. It sounds a little bit silly, but I do like a game that just has a fucking number in the end of it.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. Look, and as I was leading to the bit of a spruik, we have our review up on the page, up on the website, aussiegamerstv.com, and there'll be a link on the Facebook page. But you don't know how many times I have to go through that and change, what is it, Human Revolution to Mankind Divided. Even playing the game, it feels like Human Revolution because you're an evolved human, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but that's another thing as well. Like, if you're not going to have a title like, you know, Deus Ex 2, maybe something that's a little bit different. You know, like the words Mankind Divided, Human Revolution, like they're very same.
Well, we've got the same syllables and the same connotations, basically.
Mankind, human.
Yep.
It's, anyway, that's just my little complaint. But we know which one this is. This is Mankind Divided, right?
Absolutely correct.
Excellent.
Now, I almost packed up my bag and my bat and ball and went home after 3 or 4 hours with it. I'm like, how could this possibly be awesome? It was so, like, you've done your first mission, that was kind of sick. It's like, here, have an introduction, have everything at your disposal that you need. It initially gave you your first choice, because you've got choices in the game on how to do things, what to say to who, just everything, a lot of dialogue, and a lot of your actions come back to the rest, to later on. So I chose non-hostile, I chose close quarter combat, as opposed to going lethal and with a scoped rifle. All well and good. I'm happy with that, because at its core, it is a brilliant stealth game. So I had all these augmentations at my disposal. I could go invisible, I could have rock hard skin, I could see through walls, and I could hack anything. So I got through that, got it all done. I missed one side objective. And the cool thing is that, like, they've got bonus objectives and stuff like that, and they are not shown to you. You actually actively have to use your brain and work it all out. So that's why I didn't pass it. But then so this was a linear style level, right? So A to B, save this person, get on a helicopter, extract. Okay, right. Done. And then a cataclysmic event happens, which knocks you around, being this augmented person that you are. It threw your computer systems offline. So you wake up in your bed, you're now in Prague in 2029, and it is completely open world.
Right.
And you have nothing. You are stripped of all that fun stuff that you had.
See, that's a fundamental mechanic, or introduction mechanic, if you will, to a lot of games. Do that these days, is they'll start you off right into it with all of your abilities to sort of show you what you can do, give you like a little bit of a sneak peek to the core mechanic of the game, and then they'll strip it away in some, you know, freak accident event, which will then revert you back to a level 1 character, and then you've got to build it back up. And that sounds like exactly what this one does.
Oh, to the point, man. That is exactly what it does. And it's like, oh, and just to throw it in context for you, 15 hours later and 26 levels gained.
Yep.
I still didn't have half of what I had in the first level.
Oh, wow.
I had the essentials. Look, I could have had this ability, that ability. I could have had multiple abilities, but they all would have been, because you've got to build on top of them. You can have, like you open up, say, your battery meter. That's your stamina, or your mana, if you will, because it's an RPG. So your battery meter governs how long you can go invisible for, or you can use your augmented vision and see through walls and monitor other people and stuff like that. This would deplete really quickly, and say it's 10 inches long on your screen, your bar, well, it'd only fill up a quarter. That's all the regen it'd have, unless you used a consumable to fill it up.
Right.
And that went really quickly. So you had these abilities. It's cool that you have to manage it, and you can't just go invisible and walk through the whole level, if you know what I mean, or through a whole mission part.
Yeah.
You have to manage it, but then if you use it to get yourself out of a sticky situation, you then, without using a consumable, which aren't plentiful, so you've got to be smart with that too, you've almost wasted it to get yourself out of a sticky situation. So the choice is, oh, well, I could just die and start again and do it differently. but the load times kill it. There's a lot of load. So there's lots of catch-20s there, and I know it sounds like I'm bagging it out, but outside looking in, with these restrictions and the way the game governs that you can't just be a superhuman the whole time, that is also one of my favourite aspects of it. Because if you get through a certain section, and these sections aren't small, nor are they easy from word go, if you can get through some and have reserves there, you felt like you've accomplished something. It's sometimes quite euphoric, because especially the later on you get down the track, because there's on the fly weapon customizations and ammo uses, and you can change things up all on the fly with these different hotkeys. So I struggled again with the on-screen prompts, but once I got it down pat, I really felt boss and superhuman. So that's a big tick in the right box, because I get drawn away pretty easily on my attention, or if I'm in a chat party, I'll just haze over the story, you read half the subtitles and not worry about it and just play the game.
Yeah.
I was really drawn into this because I felt like I was having an impact with my choices, with my style of gameplay. Because the cool thing is, like, and I'll be really loose here, you had to go get someone in one of the missions, right? And you're going to get him because you to arrest him because you're part of Interpol, and he's meant to be this mass murderer / sort of, not exactly mass murderer, but I'm not going to give it away. And I killed a couple of his guys, his goons, on the way in, just because I was stuck. So I thought, fuck it, shotgun, you're dead. And then I got to him, and then he goes, in the dialogue, he's like, well, how many of my men did you kill on the way here? And I'm like, wow, this game actually knows what I've done. It's just, it's brilliant the way all this is integrated with. Sometimes you can have a game and you can make a choice and it doesn't change the outcome. I don't know, maybe some of the Telltale games are like that. Eventually you still get the same outcome.
Yeah.
The complete dynamic of this game turns on its head based on the choices you make or the way you get to a conclusion. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm not going to do it that way, and then you change your mind and do it anyway, and they get to the end and go, oh, congratulations, you took the non-lethal way, you have an XP boost.
Yeah.
That's a big draw card. I could keep going on forever and ever about this, but I have done quite an extensive review. It's kind of a little different and a lot longer than the ones I normally do. Give it the time of day. If you don't know, or you're not sure, or if you just want to compare opinions because you've already played it, Aussie Gamers Express, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Check out the review. So I'll probably pull up some there on that, so it doesn't go forever. But yeah, it's really good. I gave it 9 out of 10. Put it that way.
All right. Before we move on from that, I want to probe you a bit on it.
Oh, now, excellent! Yes, chew on that foot.
I am. I have read the review that you have written on the website, aussiegamersexpress.com, and you make mention that there were occasions where you weren't sure if sort of the background action was part of the actual game, or if it was just sort of ambient sort of action and what was going on. Like, what happens there? Like, is the game, like, is the world that you are in, is it just very well alive? Is that how it comes across?
Yeah, the direct answer is yes to that, but to emphasize what the question I think you're trying to ask is, because you're an org and you've got orgs and naturals, so humans that aren't are augmented and your orgs that are, and they're frowned upon like a minority.
Yep.
You do something good in a good way, they'll react differently to you.
Right.
You do something in a mission and you kill someone which they didn't want you to kill, or a main target that you're meant to bring in, and that'll cause a ripple effect, and then something catastrophic will happen in the environment, and then the world around you blames you.
Yeah, right.
You get more scrutiny from the police. You have to stop at every checkpoint and pull out papers. And it sounds mundane, and it got real old real fast at the start, until I realised what was going on. There's no meter there to say you're gaining favour or you're losing favour like a karma system, but it's just there.
Right, okay. So there are slight incentives to play in a certain way, but it doesn't throw it in your face, because that could sway the way you want to play, though. So
that's exactly right.
Like the meter, like that meter popping up in games showing that you've done something good, that can sway the way that you play. You might think, oh, well, I should do this just to do this, so this will happen. But without that meter, I guess, it sort of allows you to continue to doing your own thing because you don't really know what you're doing.
What side of the bar you're on, you don't.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good.
So then you're just being greeted or treated the way you're portraying your character, the way you're acting. So if you're goody-goody,
the way you deserve.
Oh, you're a saviour, rah rah. But I may have accidentally killed someone in a mission. You can go back and fix stuff sometimes. And then I got out of the mission, went back to my apartment, got out of my apartment, and then an explosion went off in retaliation.
See,
wow.
Because games like, I think Watch Dogs was booed a little bit for its environment. It didn't really feel alive. It didn't feel like an alive city. It felt like it was a bit sort of abandoned and, not a lot was going on, and it was a bit dry.
It was barren.
It is barren, yeah. And it sounds like from what you've said and the comments you've made that the environments that you're in this one, Mankind Divided, are a little bit more alive. It feels like you're in a real living, breathing city with people with opinions.
Oh, absolutely. And just to add, you know how a lot of games you got that vision, the line of sight, they see you, the bar fills up and then you're in trouble?
Yep.
That's all well and good. That's the enemy. You've got your civilians around. If you've got to try and get past a checkpoint and the only way to do it is to wallop a cop,
yep,
they get a vision cone of like a line of sight on you, and instead of having up in the top corner like your Metal Gear Solids and stuff where it counts up to 100%, the search is complete or something like that, or they're looking for you, there's a panic meter. The civilians will actually panic, and every time you walk near them, they'll cower, and that'll draw attention.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wicked! Just all
good.
These little bits. Yeah, very, very good. Very good.
It sounds like a game that I'd like to get my hands on. Actually, it sounds very impressive. Graphic wise,
there's a slight difference between gameplay and cutscene, and it's very subtle the way it changes. Cutscenes are decent. Gameplay is quite brilliant, if you know what I mean. Normally the cutscenes are better than in-game.
Yeah.
In-game's better than the cutscene.
Okay. Are the cutscenes like are they cut to a pre-recorded thing, or are they they're not in engine, are they?
No.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes. Look, the ones like I told you, he said to me, how many of my people did you kill on the way?
Yep.
That was in engine, because obviously there's 8, 9, 10, 2, 3 different scenarios that you can have there. But the cutscenes that are unchanged or unhinged are not in engine.
Right. Okay. So that's where they do use the engine, but it's pre-recorded and probably upscaled.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I look forward to giving that a go. Anything more about it?
Well, there's heaps, but you want to know, you read the review. You've read my review, so you've probably got a better understanding, and I probably haven't mentioned 10% of all the positives. So I'm normally pretty stiff on a game. If it's crap, I'll tell you guys it's all crap and steer you away from it. But this deserved its 9 out of 10, and I look forward to spending a bit more time with it. And you're next.
That's one of the highest reviews that a AAA game's got in a while from us.
Yes, absolutely. And if you can push through the first 4 hours, considering it gives you another approximately 30 hours of campaign after the initial, it makes up for it. Yeah,
awesome. Very good.
Really quickly, I'll finish off. I've been playing PlayStation. Done the Prison of Elders, the Nightfall, and the hard Crota raid on Destiny. One piece of gear away from the perfect character, still. Division, I played with Pat for probably an hour the other night. Done a couple of Underground, a bit of run around the Dark Zone. Nothing special there. The main focus of my time on the PlayStation has been spent playing Rainbow Six the Siege. Wow, back in love. Absolutely back in love. And I played, as per usual, a fair lot of Rocket League. And I will make mention now that I'm allowed to, because embargo will officially be over by the time anyone listens to this, unless Luke dobs me in because we've pre-recorded before the time. I've played a Bandai Namco game called Attack on Titans.
Mm.
Koei Tecmo, Bandai Namco, published for third-party provider. Anyway, Koei Tecmo developed. It's based on a Japanese anime. So right away you kind of get a little bit, oh, where's this all sort of coming from? But in the world of anime, anything goes. As long as you make it look pretty and violent and bloody, people will lap it up. You can tell from its pedigree, there's a lot of Dynasty Warriors feel to it. Like you have a map, you've got a timer for your mission. You can choose to go do this, or go straight to the main objective. The cutscenes are very Dynasty Warriors as well. I'm putting this into context for people that have no idea what Attack on Titans really is, which was me before I started. So I had to do a little bit of research. Conversation and cutscenes and everything is all still in Japanese voice acting, and there's a place for this. And these brand of games, these style of games, they need it, if you know what I mean. Like, sometimes I don't like reading subtitles because I have to, because something's in a different language. Like, I put subtitles on every game so I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, just the emotions that the Japanese can invoke from the way they talk. It's like, we go, "G'day, mate," and they go, "Oh, konnichiwa, my brother." You know, there's just so much love and so much feeling in it that these games would feel lacking without it. So I think that's a big tick. Excuse me, I had to put a bit of throat into that.
Well, what is the game? What do you do? What's the purpose?
Another revenge story. You're a cadet within a battalion, and you have these two hooky, ropey things on each side of your body. You're taking down Titans, and by Titans, they are literally that. They are huge human beings without genitals.
Mm.
And they eat you. And in this world, there was a big attack from the Titans, decimated a good percent of the population. Like, we're talking 30-40% of the world's population in rabbit ears, the world's population. So they built these walls, these big walls to keep the Titans out. And 20 years on, when the young fella that you first play, because you're not always the one character that you first portray, his mother is killed. So you go on this whole, I'm going to be an army brat and I am going to learn to get revenge and kill them all, sort of thing. You know how dramatic they are.
Mm.
So you go through that and you go through your tutorial, and because they're these really big creatures, or big humanoids, you've got these grappling hooks on either side of your belt that you shoot out and they grab hold of something and kind of bungee you forward. So that's how you spelunk around the world or around the level.
Yeah.
You grapple hook onto things, and then you've got a grapple hook that you can attach to these Titans, and you can float around because you've got jetpacks as well on the back. You've got to monitor your blades and your fuel and everything like that. And you pick a limb, whether it be legs, arms, or the back of the head. Back of the head, if you can get a good strike on the back of the head, that's instant death to them. But you're traversing around and spelunking around and taking these guys out, collecting minerals and everything like that, defending certain structures within the given city, helping out teammates in peril and trouble. Yeah, so it's basically a Dynasty Warriors game. You make your way around a map, taking down important targets, eventually leading to a big target.
So, third-person hack and slash?
Yes, with a lot of aerial. You spend 99% of your time in the air. Yeah,
it's Dynasty Warriors meets Devil May Cry.
I can go with that.
With a nice injection of, wow, that's fucking weird. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's the pace of Devil May Cry.
Because these giants, these titans, with no genitals, they're naked, right?
They are, completely. And they eat you.
Why the fuck are they naked?
I don't know.
Do they not make business suits that big, maybe?
My youngest son, Lewis, comes in and goes, "Dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, mate, yeah." He goes, "What are you playing?" I said, "Oh, Titans." And he goes, "They don't have a doodle." And I'm like, no, mate, they don't. But, yeah, so typically with a game of this variety, there is a massive injection of lore. And it's delivered nicely, I believe. It's delivered, a lot of the lore is delivered in your loading screens. And if you're interested, you can skip across with your R1 and go from page to page and read it, and then hit X to continue, so it doesn't just cut you off like some games. You know, some games,
good. Yeah,
they finish their loading screen, they cut you off.
I'm like, fuck, I only made it to year 2. Let me read it. I'm taking my time.
Sometimes it's tutorials on the screen. It's like, if you press X followed by the triangle button, you can... Okay, here we go.
Oh, no, I hate it when that happens. You know what game is most recently guilty of that for me? Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yeah.
It puts up little hints as it's loading on my phone, and the other day, one came up and it said, did you know that if you do this, and then it loaded? I'm like, what was it? No, I didn't know that. And I didn't
go back.
I didn't have a chance to see it. It was telling me something about what you can do with guns. I'm like, oh well, I don't know. Next time, maybe.
So, embargo's Friday. So, obviously, anyone listening to this, at the earliest will be Sunday morning. So, I really haven't broken the rules. And if you've read the review by now, I do appreciate it. But, yeah, there'll be a review up. It'll describe it a little bit better than my ramblings here. But, yeah, hack and slash, aerial, combat, resource management, upgrading, typical Koei Tecmo style game.
Cool.
I haven't given it a proper score yet because obviously I haven't finished the review. So watch this space.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fuck, I've taken up a lot of time. I've probably missed a couple of things, but I've hit the important nails on the head, and I would love to know what you've done with your week.
Alright, well, first up for my week, I want to talk about Titanfall 2, the tech test that was out the weekend just gone. Currently running, I think the second weekend will be running this weekend coming, which should be now, when you're listening to this. But Titanfall 2, it was available for a tech test on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Slightly bigger download on the Xbox One. I'm not sure what that was all about. I think it was about 14 or something on the PlayStation and about 17 on the Xbox One. But anyway, I downloaded it and tried to play it when it first came out, and it didn't work. All I could do was the tutorial sort of training thing, yeah. But it did give you a message saying that the servers just weren't online yet. So I guess they gave a grace period of download before they turned the servers on. And because I've got NBN, I was able to download it in about half an hour. So I got on there a bit quick and it didn't work. But then I tried it again the next night, and I just was in a loop. Just to starting a multiplayer match was in a searching loop saying 10 games available, you know, such and such players in the lobby, and it just kept doing that. And I left it there and just did something else for probably half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, and nothing happened. So I gave up, turned it off. And this was on both consoles. I was flipping between the two of them trying out. So both consoles both had the exact same issues. I was connected to Oceanic servers and I was getting a 5 ping. So everything looked good, it just wasn't getting me into a game. So I don't know if all the servers were full because of the amount of people doing it, or if the stress test was doing its job and it was stressed and it wasn't working. I don't know. Following night, so I guess third night in a row, I chucked it on and I managed to get into a game. And I played it, and it was Titanfall. I was playing Titanfall.
Did it look better, though?
Yes, it looked nice.
Good.
And it was Titanfall with a grappling hook. I'm not really a big fan of how the grappling hook works. It's not that it's bad, but I don't know, I'd probably got to get used to it. But yeah, it felt like it took a lot longer for me to get a Titan in this compared to when I played the original Titanfall. You can get them a little bit more frequent, but it might be the game modes that change that and my inability to actually get any kills because I suck. But It looked good. The Titans look a lot better. The Titans do have a lot more personality to them now, with the way they move. And there was a couple of game modes. I only tried the hardpoint one, and I wasn't particularly good with that one. But I don't know, like it I didn't really get any lag in it, which was good. But it just, I don't know, it didn't shout at me like it did with Titanfall. I don't know if it's you know, it's not something that you can really judge it, because it is just a tech test. There's not a lot of different options available in there, but from what I did play, it just felt like a lot more of the same. I don't know if you can say that's bad or not, but it worked.
Well, to a point, you'd expect it to be the same.
Well, yeah, I guess. Did you play it at all?
Well, no, sad story. Got a stupid PowerPoint every time I boil the kettle. It says power off. So I set my Titanfall to download in the night time when it comes back on and starts downloading on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because I was downloading really heavily on the Xbox at that time, so I didn't want to choke it up. Prue gets up to go to work, makes herself a coffee, power turns out, so I didn't download. So the next morning I went, oh, fuck it. So I've only got 800 meg downloaded, so I said, right, tonight, being Saturday, tonight I'll do it so I can have a go Sunday. And for some reason it didn't start downloading, so because I can't download, it takes me, 4 hours to download 12 gigs, so I just didn't hit my console, so...
Did you leave it to download? Because it's on again this weekend. I think it's this weekend, isn't it?
Yes, but no, I didn't. Deleted it off the PlayStation. I'm going to do it with the Xbox this time, because at least that downloads a bit faster.
Yeah, get that downloaded quickly. But yeah, look, I'm interested to see. We'll try it again on the next test, and hopefully it works a little bit better. Because yeah, like I said, those first 2 nights I had no chance, which is a bit of a shame. One of the guys on the page suggested changing the server to Singapore or something like that. I didn't change it. I didn't try that, because by the time I had a chance to try that, the Oceanic one worked for me. So that's how that went. But
I did watch one of your videos actually on the Xbox. I like that little social thing they've got there.
The social thing? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the screen cap? Yeah. If I save a screen video thing or whatever, it can be viewed by my friends. Yeah. I think Reprimere, he's got a bit of a write-up on Titanfall, the tech test, so that'll be up on the website very much likely by the time this goes to air, so you can check out what he thought of the whole experience. He's probably a little bit more qualified to talk about such game.
In tune, we'll say.
Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, that was Titanfall 2's tech test, and it's all free. You don't have to pre-order or anything like that. You can just go and grab it. Next one I want to talk about, I've been playing more and a lot of No Man's Sky. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and pretty much all of it is negative if you look around on YouTube or just on the internet, where a lot of people are giving No Man's Sky, Hello Games, and Sean Murray a very hard time. Now, I'm all for making people aware when they have made mistakes and hoping that they make up for the mistakes and apologise or what have you, but I really do strongly feel that all of and it's hate, there's a lot of hate going their way, totally unwarranted. And one thing that is really annoying me is falsifying truths. I don't like that. You know, where I've seen a lot of videos where they've taken interviews that have been done with Sean Murray and they've recorded their own questions and spliced in answers from Sean Murray where he's answering a different question. Do you know what I mean? You know, like a lot of skits and, you know, joking things that they'll do that. You know, they might ask a question like, "Do you like dick?" "Of course I do." You know, that sort of thing. they're doing that with Sean Murray's interviews, and they're not passing them off as parody. They're passing them off as he's a liar. Like I've seen one where it asks stupid questions like, "Is No Man's Sky a fun game?" Oh no, definitely not. You know, like that sort of thing. Like I think it's horrible. You know, the thumbnails, when you type in Sean Murray into YouTube, it comes up with all these thumbnails with just says liar, and with his face with a big smile and all that sort of stuff, bagging the shit out of the game. Where it probably was overhyped. Who did the overhyping?
PlayStation.
I think the overhyping was done by the people who are making these videos, bagging them out. Because when I play No Man's Sky, it's what I expected. I don't remember ever being promised anything that's not in the game. There are things in the game that don't work properly, but you show me a game that comes out today that has things that all work perfectly. They've all got bugs, and they're going to work on it and fix the bugs. That's fair. But just the whinging and complaining, saying that it's a boring game. It's a massively oversized exploration game.
Yeah, biggest sandbox you'll find in today's gaming.
That's right. And look, I don't get the hate. I like it. I do. I enjoy searching and finding the different schematics to upgrade my weapons, upgrade my ship, and all that sort of stuff by adding better guns or lowering cooldowns or increasing cooldowns, I should say. But I've spent a lot of time in No Man's Sky in the last week, and I'm pleasantly enjoying the game. If there was one thing that I don't like is the soundtrack. It is a bit boring, but I just play Spotify over the top of it, as I've discussed before. But man, I love it. I've got a massive inventory now in my exosuit. I don't even know how many slots I've got. I'm probably in the vicinity of 30 something. I've got like 26, I think, in my ship. I find rare materials, but there's a trade-off. It's a rare material where it's going to yield, I should say, about 30,000 units per, but as soon as I grab them, the security comes and attacks me, so I can get into a bit of a fight. So it gives me then an incentive to go and find more schematics to make my character stronger. And which I have, and I've got a pretty cool weapon now, and can take down those guys pretty easily. And yeah, but I mean, it's not an exciting game, but I can't ever remember a time where they said that it was going to be.
No, you're exactly right. But the game itself's not exciting, but the places your imagination goes are.
Yeah.
What games made you take you back to the most pleasant parts of your childhood? You know, your imagination back then was the best thing ever, because no one could ever judge you for it or take it away from you. And that's exactly what No Man's Sky is. You're creating your own reality.
Yeah. And look, there are a lot of things that you can pick on. Like I made mention that in the video review that you're discovering planets, yet there's already civilizations there, there's already buildings, there's already other aliens there, yet you're the one that's discovered it. That's a bit weird. There's some things like that. There's bugs that are annoying, like when you take off and it shoots you straight into space as opposed to just taking off the ground. But they've all been manageable, and I'm really enjoying playing it. I mean, there's not really a lot for me to tell you other than I've been flying to different planets, I've been naming them, I've been mining things, and I've been selling them, making a lot of money, and finding anomalies along the way on Atlas's path, and working my way very slowly towards the galactic center. And as much as it's not really said to be very much as a story, I'm still very intrigued to find out what is at the galactic center. So I'm going to keep.
Yeah, I was about to say that there'd have to be a legitimate urge for you to reach there now, wouldn't there?
Yeah, I do. I want to get there, and it's a little bit hard. Like sometimes, like when you get to these anomalies, you speak to the alien race inside, and they give you an option three options. One of them is I will give you a tool that will assist your journey, which, you know, could be a schematic, could be a weapon, what have you. There's another one that says I can show you the way to a black hole that can shorten your journey towards the galactic center. Or the third one, I think you can just pass. Just say, yeah, don't worry about it. I think. There might be something else. But anyway, so there's, and it sort of tears you a little bit. You're like, well, do I want to skip towards the galactic center and get there quicker? Or do I want to journey more?
Yeah, just meander.
So far I've just been taking the items to help my journey. So I'm still continue along the way. I haven't skipped anything, and I'll see how long it takes. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If you like the idea of a sci-fi setting without any boundaries, there's no such thing as an invisible wall. You can see it, you can go there. Even if you can't see it yet, you can still go there. And I think a lot of people that like exploration games in the sci-fi setting will enjoy it. Now, there's apparently some things coming that will be added for free, like base building, possibly a form of multiplayer. That's like all rumoured. But I think there's a lot of room to grow. If it's not sort of ticking the boxes as yet, just wait. But I think it'll come good. I reckon it'll people's opinions will change in 6 months.
Yep.
So,
well, I just wish there was something we could do. You know, we're, even as an individual, not even Aussie gamers, we're a small entity on the amount of hate that these blokes get. And I think it was you that said to me, I wish there was some way that I could get a message to him saying thank you or cheers or well done. But
I tweeted him. I tweeted Sean Murray at the official No Man's Sky Twitter account. I haven't heard anything back, but I basically just one person saying, "Dude, love your game, thank you." So
yeah,
that's all I can say. Look, it's not going to blow people away, but I've gotten a lot more time out of this game than some AAA games that I thought were poo. So this game's good. I'm enjoying it.
I was about to say, how many AAA games we played in the last 6 to 12 months that have blown us away?
Yeah, I like
Uncharted. Uncharted, probably.
But anyway, that's No Man's Sky. We'll move on from that. Been still plugging away at Pokemon Go. Severely limited now. I'm not really playing it a lot, but I did score myself for Kangaskhan this week.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, that's the Australia continent exclusive.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
So that's the one you can only catch if you're in Australia or overseas and cheating. And he's pretty beefcake. Straight out of the bat, he was over 1,000 CP, so he's good. I'll build him up. He'll be one of me mains.
He was over 1,000!
Yes, that's right, Vegeta. Apparently, when you're talking about over 9,000 and Vegeta, you're not talking about the vegetable stock.
No. But you do know his name's Vegeta, yeah?
What?
Yeah, cool. Because I seen your post on there, the Vegeta, and I went, ha, wicked.
Oh, I know you. Oh, yeah, I know the character's name is yeah. But it also shares a name with a powdered stock.
Yeah. Vegeta and spam, mate. That's all you need.
Yeah, and you'll have a lovely night. All right, so yeah, Pokemon Go, lovely. Fallout Shelter, still punching out that on my phone. I've got about 32 dwellers now. And,
nice.
The buildings are coming along, leveling up quite a fair bit. My dwellers, and it's all. I'm still keeping it in the green. Everyone's happy, up above 80%.
Nice.
In my second week of playing it, and it's good, going well. Nearly up. That's probably 2 weeks done now, I think. So actually today, I think today's my second week. But there you go. So I'm enjoying that. Fallout Shelter is a great game once you get it going. Worms WMD. I managed to get I think I finished the tutorial, or the basic tutorial this morning. So I had a quick go of that. And you said that there's a fair bit of
There's a bit of hate going around.
People unhappy with it. Look, I haven't played it a lot yet. I haven't done a multiplayer match or anything like that yet. It feels like Worms to me from what I have played. The only difference is the levels are really beautiful. And they look like there's a lot of thought put into the actual levels that you're in. They look like hand-drawn as opposed to just randomly generated.
Yeah.
And you've got stuff like mechs and helicopters and tanks and all that sort of stuff thrown in there. So, I don't know, it looks good to me, but like I said, I've only touched the surface there, so very likely you'll get more out of me on that one next week. So, other than that though, that is pretty much all the games that I've been involved with this week. So, if there's nothing else, Red, we can go to the video game news.
But if I'm able to take the floor really quickly, may I mention something first?
Go ahead.
Because I'm all about value. Because I'm all about the... Anyway, I would like to recommend to all our close listeners and supporters that I recommend that you should go to trylootcrate.com/AGE and just check it out. No strings attached. Just check out exactly what you get, because you can be hip. You can be cool. You can be the one in the crowd with the licensed merchandise T-shirt or the really cool badge that's not from a Watch Dogs collectible freaking edition that wasn't worth the money. So we won't talk about things that aren't worth the money. Let's talk about the things that are worth the money. And that is Loot Crate. That is a monthly delivery to your door of all the coolest things that you can't really get your hands on without this sort of subscription. So once again, that's trylootcrate.com/AGE. Go across, look what they have on offer, and if it seems like it's something for you, subscribe. Whether it be for 1 month, 3 months, 12 months. But when you do, make sure when it asks you for a coupon code or the voucher code, depending if you're in Australia or America, you put Bridge10 in. That's BRIDGE10, and you'll save 10%. So not only are you getting value for money, it's a little bit cheaper. You get awesome merchandise at a cheaper rate, and we get a little pat on the back. Yeah, I like it.
I reckon the value in the Loot Crate every month, like, you basically, for the price that you're paying for it, there's usually a t-shirt in there. Usually it's like you're paying for the t-shirt and everything else in the box is free, because I reckon you're getting well over $100 worth of value.
And some of these things you can only get in Loot Crate.
Yeah, because the Loot Crate is so prevalent now and so popular, there's a lot of things that are getting created officially, specifically for Loot Crate.
Yep.
So that's cool. All right, get in there. Save 10% on us. Video game news, man?
Let's do this.
Okay, first one, PlayStation 4 Slim leaked. Now, earlier on this week, it was a bit of a, what is it? Is it true? Is it not? Is it fake? Is it 3D printed? Is it some weird mock-up? I think it's pretty sure that it's real now. So, there was a blowout. There was a video of the so-called slim version of the PS4 on the internet. That video has since been removed. Since due to legal issues. I think somebody was threatened, which makes me think very true. But I guess now that it's out there, pretty much everyone that was interested probably had a look, so there's no real point in covering up. But Sony appear to be holding a press conference early in September. I think it's the 13th, where it's likely that they're going to announce more information on whatever they're calling the Neo, or the Neo if that's what they're calling it, and probably the Slim model in more detail. There are photos that of the leaked Slim model that are available on the Age website. So if you want to go and check that out, www.aussiegamersexpress.com, have a look on there, so you can see what it looks like. There aren't any specific details on what the specs are going to be for that Slim, but there's no talk, or there's nothing official anyway, of it being anything but a Slim model. So I don't know if it's going to be similar to the Xbox One S, where they've given it a little bit more oomph and outputting 4K. I don't know if Sony are going to go down that path. If I had to have a guess, I would say that the Slim model is going to be a Slim model and nothing more. and I think the Neo is where all the power is going to be. With the Slim, it's not really that much smaller in the sense of the actual footprint, so it's about the same size, but it's a lot shorter in its height, or skinnier, if you will. And it's just a bit rounded on the edges rather than being the sharp parallelogram. What do you think of it?
Well, first off, I want to have a little speculation. I bet you it comes out at 500 gig, which I think is going to be an absolute waste.
Yeah, it'll probably be 500 gig, yeah.
Look, it's the natural progression of the console. Every generation's had a Slim.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. If it's going to be, you made the comparison between the Xbox One and the Xbox One S with the bit of a power boost.
Yeah.
I can understand kind of why Xbox done that, because now they're bringing their consoles up with probably the parallel now with the PlayStation. But I don't see the Slim version being any more powerful, considering they're going to probably ask full price, if not more, for the Neo, which is about to be announced properly.
Yeah, I think the Slim model will come out and they'll probably cease production on the original current design. They'll sell in Australia. I think the Slim will probably go, this is just speculation, I don't have any information on this, but I reckon they'll probably sell that for $399.
$349 to $399, I would suspect.
Yeah,
yes,
something like that. And then you'll have the Neo, which will come out at $549.
Yeah, that still irks me. Like, I understand the Slim. We've had a Slim with every generation of the. Did the Xboxes ever have Slims?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. There you go. I don't have any previous knowledge of the 360 or the original.
Xbox 360 had the 360 Slim, which is what I had. And also the 360E, which was even smaller.
So what, we went through the Fat, the Slim, the 500 gig in the PS3, the 12 gig. So that's just natural progression within the within the generation. And so I'm all for the Slim, especially if it's going to make it a bit cheaper. It's going to make it a little bit more accessible. Touch wood, anything ever goes wrong and you can't afford a Neo, well, at least you're going to be able to go out and buy a brand new console within the realms of $350 instead of your $550.
Yeah.
Right, that'd be another reason for it too, because I had a couple of PlayStation 3s die, the Xbox 360s died, and then you could go out and get a Slim. The 12 gig PS3 was kind of a bit of a gimmick. But yeah, it's just only going to add a touch of longevity to the generation.
That was an SSD, wasn't it? The 12 gig?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I can't answer that.
I think it was. I think that 12 gig that was on there was no actual hard drive. I think it was a 12 gigabyte SSD, and there was like an empty hard drive slot, so you could expand it if you wanted to.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was it made me laugh. That I didn't know about either. I didn't look into it at all because I had mine. After the third update to Grand Theft Auto 5, you could no longer have that installed on your PS Slim or your 12 gig.
Yeah, that was dumb. But anyway. Alright, Red, what's next in the news?
Alright, so being an Xbox One owner, I'm very pissed off. No, I love it. Remember when Destiny first came out, there was PlayStation exclusive content?
Yeah.
And they said, alright, this is going to be exclusive, it's going to be 12 months or so. Well, they've just come out recently, Bungie, and said, well, the exclusive content to Sony is now going to last until spring, being American spring, 2017. So that's second quarter next year. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much, but it is additional multiplayer maps, being plural, gear sets for each character, and what was the other one? There was maps, gear sets, and strikes.
Okay, so they're not coming to the Xbox?
They're coming next year now. It should be now.
Right, so they're not coming for a bit longer.
Yeah, and I know it doesn't seem like much, and we've all played, whether it be on the box or the 4, we've played a lot of Destiny, so we're used to doing this pretty much the same thing over and over again with different stipulations on it, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But they did come out and say it was going to be about a 12 months exclusive deal. Scrap it all together. Let's scrap it all together, this exclusivity. But no, wait, there's more. So Destiny Rise of Iron releasing on the 20th of September, being my mum's birthday. Happy birthday, Mum, I will be there. There is going to be more exclusive content for the PlayStation. There is going to be a new quest line, a new ship, and new Crucible map. I think that's wrong. I don't like it. So
yeah, I agree.
Whatever you will. There you go. If you're an Xbox One Destiny fan, I feel sorry for you because I used to be, well, I still am, but I used to be a massive PS4 fanboy, but I'd never laugh in the face of exclusive content being exclusive to PS4 because we've had the Call of Duty debacle going from Xbox to PlayStation, and there's the Division, and then there's Destiny and stuff like this. I just reckon every gamer should be on an even keel.
Yeah, I agree. Should else. All right. That's it.
Back to you.
All right, next up in the news, Humble PlayStation Bundle. This is the first ever Humble Bundle that has incorporated PlayStation titles. And it's available now, which is pretty cool. But there's a couple of warnings that I'm going to put with this one. It's $15 US to get all of it. But you won't be able to use any of the games on your Australian account, so please be aware of that. You might wonder why the hell am I mentioning it if we can't use it here, because I'm mentioning it because you can use it here, but it's a little bit tricky. So you're gonna have to have either a US account, a Canadian account, or a whole bunch of other compatible accounts. They're probably the easiest ones because they are in English, and you can just go and sign up. So all you need to do is go and sign up for a free PSN account and set it up with either the country set as Canada or the United States, and then you can redeem these codes on that account, which you can then log in on your PS3 or your PS4, make it your primary console, redeem it on those accounts, download it, and then just go back to your normal account and you'll be able to play it on your Australian PSN account. So that's a little disclaimer there. That's what you will have to do. Once you do it the first time, it's simple as you won't have to do it ever again if you have this situation. But some of the games that you're able to get though, for what's $15 US, it's going to be about $22 or something like that. So let's call it $25 just to be safe. And you're going to get, let me rattle off some names. These are some PS3 games. Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3, Strider, that's PS3 or PS4. Super Puzzle Fighter 2, like Street Fighter, the HD remix. Final Fight Double Impact, and 45% off Street Fighter 5 PlayStation Store coupon for the PS4. That's something that will be a bit tricky. You will have to get PSN credit that will match the account that you've got, US or Canadian. So that's a bit tricky, that one. PS3 will also get Lost Planet 3, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Okami HD Remember Me, and a Mega Man 9 and 10 combo pack. Also, PS3 is going to get the Devil May Cry HD Collection, and that's it. Now, for the PS4, you're going to get Strider, you're going to get Resident Evil HD, Resident Evil 0 Remastered, and a 50% off voucher for Mega Man Legacy. Once again, a little bit tricky with that one. So you're getting those two remastered Resident Evil games, which I think retailed for about $60 to get both of those. I think they're about $30 each, weren't they? They might be a bit cheaper now. So those two games alone, you're only paying $25 for Australian, plus you're getting all those other games as well for PS3 and PS4. So that's a great deal, don't you think?
Yes, It'd be glowingly more spectacular if there was some form of backwards compatibility, so it didn't have to dust off the PS3.
Yeah, true. But that's not going to happen, I don't think. But yeah, so if you're interested in Humble Bundle, go and grab that. There's some console deals there. That's not happened before. They've had Nintendo deals, but they've never had any PlayStation or Xbox One. So that's up there now. Go and grab it. There is currently, at the time of recording, 12 days, 16 hours, 25 minutes to go. So there you go. What's next, Red?
So there's no Assassin's Creed being released this year.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a movie.
Yes.
And there's a short film. And now there's a rumour of Ezio Remaster collection. So that would presumably include Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. Coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This rumour has been cited because of a listing on a Korean ratings board website. Jesus, these guys that do this data mining are really impressive. But it's meant to be called Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection.
Oh yeah, an Ezio collection would work well, I think.
It would, because that's the one storyline. With
good.
Desmond. Yeah.
Yeah, Desmond and Ezio were good stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there was ever a game or a set of games in the series to be remastered, this would obviously be the most the best, the most fucking what's me words? I'm losing me words.
The super good one.
The bestest.
The bestest, most favoritist, most requested one.
Most popular was the word I was going for. The most popular games in the franchise.
Most popular.
So, yeah, we thought we were going to escape a year without Ubisoft making an Assassin's Creed game, but apparently there's 2 films and three remasters.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice.
The old cash cow.
Be interesting to see what they drop for next year. A new one.
Yeah.
Hopefully they've gone right back to the drawing board. That'll be nice.
Yes.
Alright, lovely. My last piece of news. Metal Gear Survive. Now, that's what the big question is here. Will Metal Gear Solid survive now that Kojima has left? Metal Gear Survive is a brand new co-op stealth game that will be slightly different from what we've grown accustomed to over the years that Kojima ran the show. So Metal Gear Survive picks up from the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and to an alternate timeline caused by unexplained wormholes forming in the sky. Players find themselves on a distorted desert landscapes full of massive half-formed structures and living biological threats, and the remains of a once strong military force now litter the landscape. In a struggle to stay alive on this harsh terrain filled with deadly creatures, soldiers who were previously on Mother Base now work cooperative in order to survive. Now must work, I should say. Metal Gear Survive continues the pedigree of Metal Gear Solid 5's highly praised gameplay design with a unique blend of stealth and co-op play mechanics. Players can strategically manage massive threats with the help of 4-player online co-op play. New weaponry will also be introduced to combat charging creatures and lethal environments as well. Oh, now I don't know it's because I know that Kojima has nothing to do with this. But that kind of doesn't sound like anything to do with Metal Gear Solid.
It would have been a perfect new IP.
Probably, yeah. But they own the Metal Gear Solid franchise, so they're just going to run off the hype that it is Metal Gear Solid. But I don't know. There's a lot of doubt in the fans' minds that Metal Gear Solid is finished, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair, though. If it bottoms out, though, Kojima Productions might pick up the IP pretty cheap. Yeah, that might be true, and then we might get some Metal Gear from Kojima again later on in life, but I don't know, I'm very intrigued to see how it goes, but I'm cautiously awaiting it. I'm not going to get my hopes up because it may suck giant Balls.
Oh yeah, there won't be no $200 pre-orders on that baddie.
No, but I just like the name, Metal Gear Survive. I reckon it just needs a question mark on the end.
Will it?
Yeah, that's right. So we'll keep our ears and eyes peeled for that one and bring you whatever news we've got. So check out the Facebook page and website later on down the track, and we'll see if we've got more stuff that we can bring you on that one. Red, close the news for me with your last bit.
So we had a news item probably 2-3 shows ago about PlayStation Now possibly coming to PC.
Yes.
It will be.
Yes.
Yes, so to make it a whole lot easier too, breaking news this week is you can get a USB wireless adapter for your PC for $24.99 US. So possibly it just looks like the thing that plugs in for the headset that we're using.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So I want to ask you, well, firstly, it's going to enable over a 400 strong library of PlayStation 3 games. So that's pretty awesome. Now I want to ask you something first.
Okay, go.
Do you have a 5 megabyte per second internet connection?
Yes.
Do you have 3.5 gigahertz Core i3 or greater?
Yes.
Do you live in Australia?
Yes.
Oh, that's all redundant then. You can't have it.
Yes. The last one was a fail, wasn't it?
Yes, sucked in to Australia and New Zealand. So it's going to be available tomorrow was when the news was written, which was yesterday, because I got it fresh off the press yesterday. So it's available today in UK, Belgium, Netherlands, North America, Zambia, Africa, Uganda, China. No, none of those, but not Australia.
I was going to say, why is it available there?
Yeah, I know, right? So no Australia or New Zealand, our close brethren across the patch of puddle. Why?
Oh,
I know why.
Why?
Inconsistent internet connection.
Yeah, because look, I've got a great one, but yours isn't going to be able to cut it.
You've got 5 megabytes, I've got 5 megabits.
Yeah.
There's not a big enough market here, there's not a solid enough internet connection here, and so there's no consistency in the services we get in Australia, so there's not a big enough market to support it here. Surely.
I guess it'd cost too much to get the servers up and running just for the small amount of people that do have the internet capable in Australia.
That's exactly right. It's not a population-based possible market. It's it's a minority of people with your internet connection.
Yeah.
Because you've got fibre to the house, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just been confirmed here in Tasmania. It's all fibre to the node.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much what we expected was going to happen.
So I'm never going to be able to get your speeds at my place ever.
No. I'm going to have to move.
It's still going to run on copper. Yeah, well, no. Your wife's going to have to move, and then I'll move.
Okay. Get out, woman.
Just really quickly, you could set your DualShock 4 up to your computer via Bluetooth, but with this adapter, it'll support all the DualShock features now, including a light bar, touchpad, motion controls, vibration, and in-pad headphone jack.
Okay, yep.
So, well worth the $35 that we'd paid here, as long as it's compatible with Steam and everything. If they're just making it for the PlayStation Now, that's going to be no good for a majority of us here in Australia.
Yeah, look, I when I play my PlayStation stuff, like using the remote play on my PC, I'm sitting at my PC. I don't need it wired. It's $35 I don't have to spend. Like, it's good if you're going to, have a different kind of setup where it'll be useful. But I like having it plugged in because I just never have to charge it.
Yeah, fair call. But you can't chat through your TV, through your computer, can you?
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with the way I'm connected. That's because the remote play doesn't support it.
Oh, okay. Then that's weird. Because
if it supports the chat feature through remote play because of this little dongle, I will buy it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I can't I can't get any microphones to work at the moment. I haven't even actually tried plugging into the controller to see if it does that, because all the sound's coming through the computer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We shall see. There'll be reviews up and everything, so that'll be fine.
Yeah, I might go and get one just for the sake of seeing how it all works and see if it does work. Because if I can get into a chat party on remote play because of the dongle, I will 100%. I'll be onto that like a rat.
Well, that's exactly why I asked the question. I thought that would be the case.
Oh well, we'll see. All right, that's it for news.
That is, my man.
All right, let's do What's That Sound? Okay, right, so last week's What's That Sound, I'm very fond and very happy to say I got it right!
I did not.
I don't know if I asked back then, but did you know what it was?
No.
No idea?
No. To the point where I've forgotten what it was. Bio...
Well, close, Dust B.
Yeah.
Blast Corps, or Blast Core, however you want to say it. Yeah, that was the Nintendo 64 game that is also available through the Rare collection on the Xbox One. You can get it on there as well. So,
did that have a tip truck on the front that turned into like a Transformer robot? Or an atom sign on the case?
An atom sign?
An atomic sign, sorry?
No, it had like I think it was like a bio... What do you call it? The biohazard, I think. Yeah. But it does have a tip truck. It doesn't transform, but there's a tip truck and there is a robot. There are two different vehicles.
Oh, I'm very familiar with the case. Never played the game. Though, I can play Rare Replay now. Yes! Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, so, I played that a lot back in my youth. So that was easy for me. Easy. I didn't actually confirm that was the answer. I just knew what it was.
Yeah, no arguments there.
I don't know who gave us that one. I think it was Rec Premier. But anyway, no takers from listeners. So let's have a listen to this one. This one's from Deb, I believe. Let's have a listen to this one.
Dishwasher.
How ironic.
Oh, I wonder if that's Googleable. How ironic.
I'm going to need it one more time.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's have another listen.
How ironic.
No, I thought the first time around it was Duke Nukem, but it's not.
No, it's not quite like silly, but it's not quite serious either. Let's have a listen again.
How ironic.
Shit.
What game? I know I don't know it. I'm just trying to work it out to see if I can have a guess.
Of irony. Where's irony in video games?
How ironic. Trying to think of a silly... Like, that kind of sound, it's probably throwing me a bum steer, but it gives me like a Diablo game kind of feel.
Yeah. Yeah, the echo as well.
Dungeon crawlery, the voice, like the deep voice. Kind of like a... what would you call that genre? Like...
The RPG dungeon crawler.
Yeah, but like that sort of mythologically sort of...
Oh, fantasy.
Demons and shit.
Yeah.
Let's have another listen.
How ironic.
Yeah, and then she comes back and goes, oh no, it was Carmageddon. Could be the caster over the top of Carmageddon, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you know, this could be the sound bite, which has got no background to it. The sound's literally cut from it, whereas if you recorded it from the game, which would have maybe some background sounds that might make it a little bit easier, but that's a hard one, that one. I don't think you could Google how ironic, could you?
No, surely not.
Let's Google it. We're both in the same boat. How ironic line in video games. It's going to come up with fucking Alanis Cranky Pants Morissette, probably. Nah.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Legacy of Kain is all I got.
Oh, do you reckon it's from that?
Oh, that was the Google response I got from my...
Because that would fit.
Yeah,
my
it's just the
suspicions.
genre you've just fucking...
Yeah. I don't remember it from that, but still doesn't mean anything. I don't know what it is. We'll find out for next week and we'll give the answer away. But Deb, you managed to stump us. Have you stumped all of our listeners? So we're one apiece, Red. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still one apiece. So we'll find out what that one was for next week's show. And that's what that found. If you know what it is, send it to our Facebook page, a private message there with the answer. And if you're correct, we'll find out if you're correct after the show, and you'll win yourself a free game. So that's it. What's that sound, Red? Let's do Red's shout.
Okay. Now, it's hard to say I've got a couple of favourites on here, but I try to encourage people that are constant supporters, but sometimes we just have those supporters that have been there that long that only need to like something or comment once, and the name, we just recognise the name now, we've been doing this that long, and you just go, oh, wicked, hope they're well, sort of thing. So I'll leave those to the last two. But first and foremost is a new Aussie gamer, if you will. He's not long ago liked the page, and he gets amongst nearly every post to start off with. Let's hope it's not a honeymoon period. Let's hope he is actually not a filthy casual and just loves everything about games, and we hear about him much, much more. But Samuel Matheson, a name I've never called. So there you go, a new Aussie gamer that gets amongst it, doesn't just flick past it on their thread. They actually also on their whatever you fucking call it, on their timeline.
Oh yeah, pops up on their wall. Yeah.
Yep, and he takes the time. So welcome to the club. Matt Alexander, Adam Payne, once again, constantly part of everything. How can I go a week without saying thank you? Because I do really enjoy the banter that we get cranking on the page with those boys. But last but not least, the two I spoke of initially, Alex Byram. G'day, mate. I know you're a listener and a long-time supporter, and we only need to see your name once to know you still care. And the biggest of them all, Rusky Big Muskie. I've seen his name pop up this week, and I know he's a listener, and I know you'll get a little kick out of this. So big shout out to you, boys.
Yeah, good old Rusky. I don't think there's a week that goes by that he doesn't retweet our podcast.
Yeah, and that's the sort of dedication you can't buy.
And mind you, about 5 minutes after it gets tweeted, he's good. He's real good. I don't know if he's got an alarm set for it, but he's awesome. He retweets it all the time.
Yeah, it was either a notification or it's a good time over in America.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. So that's it?
Yeah, that's it for Red.
All right. We'll go into last words. Red, did you want to just quickly recap Loot Crate?
www.trylootcrate.com/AGE. If you do consider it's something that you want and you do go for a new subscription, be sure to enter the coupon /voucher code BRIDGE10, BRIDGE10. Save yourself 10%, get some of that quality gear in you, and that supports us as well. We make no secret of it, but you saving 10% is our main aim at this point. We want to take over the world next year, so
lovely. 2017.
BRIDGE10, BRDGE10 will save you 10% on a new subscription.
Awesome. All right, I've got some last words here. I just got a correction for last week's show. Deb Ramutha, she pointed out that, I don't know if it was you or me, probably me, we made a comment that Rise of Iron, the standalone, I think we said it was $55.
Yeah.
We're about $10 off. It's $45.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a correction there for last week.
Oh, the $55 is the upgrade from PS3 to PS4, Xbox 360 to Xbox One, and you get the complete collection.
Oh, maybe that might be the the confusion there. That might have been what you were talking about. I don't know.
I do recall saying it, but we're always right.
Double check it and throw it back at Rem.
I will.
Making us apologise for something that we didn't make a mistake on. I don't know. I couldn't remember it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. 45, 55. Sue me. Hang on. I'm just going to check with my censor, see if I'm allowed to say that. That's triggered. Right. We ain't got one.
Hashtag triggered.
Triggered.
Yeah, you'll go on a feminist rant.
Me?
No.
Oh, if I trigger you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, we'll change the subject. Red, have you got any last words that aren't sexist?
Oh, shit. Way to put a cap on my... Oh, wow. Yes, I do. Thank you to everyone involved for assisting me in obtaining everything that I've got with the Xbox. The assistance with setting up the Xbox. So it's a shout out to the Aussie Gamer crew and my best friends. So anyone that's listening, it's not for you, so shut up. And go do the dishes.
Oh, Red!
Well, I didn't say women, I just said to everyone. I could be sexist against blokes as well.
It's still being sexist.
No.
Are you that sexist that you think that you're only being sexist if it's against women?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you're like sexist to some weird power or denomination thingy.
Yep. And proud of it.
It's partially about 10.85% why we love you.
Yeah, well, it's funny you bring it up. Last word's going to carry on a little bit. I actually got an Xbox, got to have a chat with Deb and meet her husband, which is really cool because he's got a red beard too, so that's insta love. And it's like, I'm so glad that we kind of get to know each other now, because a lot of jokes that we do tell on the quiet in our own chat parties and everything like that are sexist, and I am a prick and all this sort of stuff, but I really don't mean any harshness behind them. So yeah, there's a little disclaimer for everyone out there that I'm not actually an arsehole. I just like to think I am.
Righto. Awesome. All right, well, that's the show. I think we're done with episode 139. That's it's a good number. We're getting there. We're doing well.
Yep.
And if there's nothing else, Red, we can go and have some lunch.
Yes.
And start working on episode 140. See you guys next week. Thanks, everyone, for listening. I have been Lucas Aurelius.
And I've been Red. One syllable.
This week's show has sadly come to an end. Be sure to search for Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and just about every other social media network known to man. If you would like to email us, send it to info@aussiegamersexpress.com or visit our website at www.aussiegamersexpress.com. Catch you all next time on the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.